Champion season in KZN has seen exciting 2-year-old racing this year. These youngsters are the stars of the future, the best of which will come through in the Daily News 2000 and even the Hollywood Bets Durban July next year. KZN is the only province to host Grade 1 racing for 2-year-olds, with the Gold Medallion and Alan Robertson Sprints in June, and now the Premier's Champion Stakes and Thekwini Stakes bringing the season to a close. We take a look at those runners at the top of the boards, starting with the Premier's Champion Stakes. There's a good line of form in the 1400-metre Durban Golden Horseshoe earlier in the month, with the first 4 across the line meeting once again. Cousin Casey came into the Golden Horseshoe having won the listed Cell Sea Sharks Gatecrasher Stakes the month before in June.
But Cousin Casey has the eyes on the prize to win it.
He's won 3 from 5 and seemingly enjoys Hollywood Bets Greyville, but jumps fairly wide from Gate 9.
Yeah, look, he's funny enough. When I saw the draws, I just could have pulled my hair out. Yeah, we got the 3 Colts all drawn badly in the Premiers. We got Amina drawn badly, and I just said, how can that be possible? It's like winning the lotto, to get all the high draws. But anyway, maybe we are out of trouble. Maybe all the knocking and the bashing and the scrummaging is going to happen on the inside. So it's never ever easy to come into the race from bad draws. But saying that, when the final fields came out, we're 2 better off than he was the last time he ran. I think we come into draw 8 and he won off a draw 10 over 1400. And that was quite tough. But he is a horse that's got a lovely cruising speed and he can kick. So he can come from off them, he can come from right up there. And it's very, very difficult to give Grant Fanika any instructions because he never follows it. So, at least Grant knows him we'll just... let's see how he plays it out. I'm sure he's going to go forward and try and place him, but he's definitely the horse to beat. He's just, and I think the further he goes, the better he's going to be. But saying that, my brother's horse came from near last and ran on strongly and was running green and ran second. So if I can't win it, I'd love him to win it.
No sooner than you have a line of form, when along comes another rising star, yet to meet the horses racing on the coast. Quantum Theory finished 4 lengths back to Thunderstruck in his maiden at Turfentine, and whilst a significant distance, the form was franked in the Gold Medallion when Thunderstruck ran away from the field. Quantum Theory has gone on to win his next 2 outings on the Highveld. He could be anything.
Very easy going. Very unassuming horse, works fairly well, not great work, but he puts everything together, I must say. Seeing Greyville for the first time, and he's obviously going up against opposition who have already raced on the course, so it gives them the advantage. But we're there, we've got a ticket, and we're going to certainly be trying.
Back to the line of form in the Durban Golden Horseshoe and the Nathan Kotzen trained Royal Victory, who finished less than a length behind Cousin Casey. He came into the race having won his maiden over the mile at the end of June.
Michelle, he came out to run very well. He's actually a very sound horse, touch wood. I've had no hiccups with him, no problems. He's come on quite a lot from that run. It was a prep run really for the 1600, because I know the 14's a little bit on the sharp side for him, but I had no race prep run for him. I actually wanted to give July Day a miss, but I decided no prep runs in the program, so I thought let him have a run July Day and then into Gold Cup.
Ryan Kiesfontein trainer Corne Spies has raided successfully over champion season, with Profit winning the Grade 3 Godolphin Barb Stakes in May, whilst he finished 5 lengths back in the Gold Medallion next time out. His last run in the Golden Horseshoe, when third to Cousin Casey, was credible.
He's a seriously nice horse, and anybody that watched the replays for the Gold Medallion would have seen that the 5 lengths that he got beat by is probably way less than the margin that he had to overcome by switching from the inside right to the outside and making his run in the final stages of the race. A very decent third on July Day from a terrible draw, not the best of luck in running. But for the Premier's Championship, he's got the draw this time, and I really expect he'll run a good race. He's got the services of Richard Fourie, and I'm confident that he'll see the mile. So watch out for the Botha yellow and red colours. They might just come and stick their heads in front here. I'm really confident of this horse running a very, very good race.
The lucky Houdalakis trained Laguna Verde was touched off by Quantum Theory in a 1400 metre at Turfentine in June. Whilst Quantum Theory had another successful outing on the Highveld, Laguna Verde raided KZN to run fourth in the Durban Golden Horseshoe.
He's doing well, looking well. Looks like he's in a good space at the moment. He'll be travelling to Natal on Thursday morning. Hopefully everything goes good, travels well. And yeah, we've got a nice draw on Saturday. It wasn't so well drawn on July Day in the 14th, so yeah, and he's not a very speedy horse. So yeah, he basically cost himself last time. So yeah, hopefully he's going to be more sharp this coming weekend and can jump and hold his position. And he doesn't have to go very wide. But at the end of the day, it's a big field. They're all young horses. As we all know, you need a bit of luck in running. But he's in a good space and looking well, and I'm expecting a big run from him.
John Terry saddles Golden Prospect, who looks to improve on his run in the Durban Golden Horseshoe, where he finished 4 lengths off cousin Casey.
10 is not a bad draw, it's not a shocker, it could be a lot worse, and for this horse particularly I don't think the draw means much, because he had a really good draw in the 1400 on July Day, and he couldn't go with him early on, so he couldn't use a good draw anyway. So I think it's irrelevant for him. He's doing really well, he's made good progress since we've been in KZN, and he was running on really well in that race, so I do expect him to be there.
You're good at bringing on 2-year-olds. What does it take for a 2-year-old to come out and compete successfully at this kind of level so early on in their careers?
I think it's just timing, just to get the timing right. You know, sometimes you find that these horses are rushed a bit, and if you chasing to get to a target with a 2-year-old, the chances are you're not going to get there.
And the race doesn't end here. Paul Peter saddles the only filly in the field, number 3, River Quiraris.
I think the sex allowance plays a role in all ages, but more so in a 2-year-old, I would say. The reason we went here more than the sex allowance was the draw. She's a very decent filly, and this was on the cards for a long time now.
Corrie Lensley sends out number 7, Now I've Got You.
He should also go very well. He's a decent horse. He hasn't broken his maiden, but he's ran all 3 his races. He ran second. He ran a second in a Grade 1 behind that very good horse of Sean Terry. So we expecting him a decent run. We just drawn a little bit deep with him. We got the pilot Aldo Doumeyer on. He's already assessed what to do, and we were on the same wavelength how the horse should be ridden.
The second of Glen Kotzen's 3 runners is number 12, Grinkov.
You've heard of bad luck stories where you pull off 1 shoe. He pulled off 3 shoes. He couldn't walk the next day. Pulled both his front shoes and a back shoe, so that's unheard of. So we had a word with our farrier, and a stern word with our farrier. So hopefully you'll see a different horse. He is drawn very wide. He will be dropped out and ridden the way he likes to run, and that's from off them.
Glen also saddles Countdown, number 13.
Countdown, talented horse, but perhaps hasn't had the best luck or not quite the easiest horse.
No, I like the way you put it, because Countdown, nothing has gone right from this season. He's a super horse. I rated him as my best 2-year-old right in the beginning of the season, but things change as they go along, and he's still a very, very smart horse. So if we get lucky, you never know. You've got to get lucky in the running.
Fabian Habib sends out number 8, Mover and Shaker, winner of the Bloodstock SA Sales Cup on July Day.
He has come on in his work from his last win at Greyville. It was a gutsy win, first run after the gelding. So I'm expecting a big run. Obviously he hasn't tried the trip as yet, but it is a very competitive field. So we'll be happy with the place.
The field is made up with Superior Force, Billy Bowlegs and Acorn. As with the Colts, the top fillies coming out of the 1400-metre Zulu Kingdom Explorer Golden Slipper earlier in the month now go the 200 metres further in the Thekwini Stakes. News received on Thursday afternoon was that of the unfortunate scratching of race favourite Amina due to a pulled flank muscle. Bless My Stars may have only run once, but it was an eye-catching win that's caught the attention of the public.
Bless My Stars, much too good here.
Yeah, she's a very smart filly. She was a little bit green, but as you say, she couldn't have done more than one. It's her first run around the bench, and it's only her second run in saying that. But I think she has the class and she has the mental attributes to be fine around the bend. She's got a top jockey in Warren. He'll nurse her along, and she should have a big chance.
The Sean Terry trained Time for Orchids won over the 1100 on debut at the Vaal early in June. Her next start in the Zulu Kingdom Explorer Golden Slipper a month later saw a classy run when finishing a length behind the more experienced Amina.
Yes, she is classy. She's coming together at the right time. I just think she wasn't quite precocious enough to step up to this level earlier on in the season, but she's certainly making up for it at the moment. I thought it was a very, very good run in her last start. If she gets the mile, I think she has an excellent chance. It's all systems go. I'm happy with everything. She's doing well. I've got no complaints.
From the stable of Daryl Moore comes Canadian Summer. She's 2 from 4, having won the listed Hollywood Bets Super League Devon Stakes over 1400 metres in her penultimate start. She beat Woodland Retreat, who also ran a close-up second to Amina in the Zulu Kingdom Explorer Golden Slipper. But back to Canadian Summer, who was less than half a length behind Stuart Pettigrew's highly thought of Feather Boa.
No, she's taken her run really well. She's come through it nicely. We can see improvements in her work. So yeah, hopefully she can bring it for the Grade 1. Look, we think she's good. She's won a listed race already. She ran second in the sales race, where she was not disgraced. And look, she's made improvements back at home, and we think that she's good enough to take the step up to this. But like we say, we respect the others in the race. It's a very competitive field. But I think we stand a good chance as well. We cracked a good draw of 1 as well, so we're hoping that the stars are aligning for us.
None other from the stable of Lucky Houdalakis brings highfold form into the race. Having a win under her belt, she then ran third behind Maharani in the Grade 2 SA Fillies Nursery in April. Finishing closer to Maharani in her next start, she then won a juvenile plate over 1400 metres at Turfentine.
She's got a reasonable draw. She's never been at Greyville, but she's a pretty sensible girl. She's pretty pacey, so yeah, I'm sure she's going to get herself into the race. And yeah, she's another one. I'm expecting a good run. Unfortunately, we don't have much collateral form to work on. But as we know, these 2-year-olds are changed by the week. So she's good and well. She'll travel down with Laguna on Thursday. And she's another one I'm expecting a good run from.
And there are others. Mike de Kock saddles number 7, Little Mary Sunshine.
She's a typical Savannah filly. She's fairly immature. She's going to be a far better filly when she hits 2,000, 2,400, that kind of thing, and in 6 months' time, a way better filly than she is at the moment. She's game. She stayed on very well last time. It was just clearly too short for her. She came under pressure at the top of the straight, and only the last, as they got to the line, did she start getting going. So, again, a minimum trip here for me. She's going to want a lot further than this, but she should be kicking on fairly strongly if she has a clear passage.
Corrie Lensley sends out number 10, Ororari Gold.
Very decent filly. She won her maidens in good style on the Vaal over the 1400 meters. We always thought when she goes further she'll be better. We decided to run her here because of the type of way she won a race. I got a regular pilot, Musi Yeni, on. and I think she'll go very, very, very well.
Stable companion to the now scratched Amina, number 2, Hold My Hand, lines up for Glen Kotzen.
She got beat first time out, she got beat a short head over 1200. Next start she won as she liked. I galloped her with the big colts that are running in the other colts, and there was nothing in between it. So she's come on in leaps and bounds, and she's cracked a draw. It's going to be tough coming straight out of the maidens.
The second of Paul Peters' coupling is number 9, Miss Cool.
She is crying out for the distance. I think a mile's going to suit her down to the ground, and Rachel's been working her, and she's very, very happy with her progress. And let's hope Rachel could place or win her first Group 1.
Sean Terry saddles number 11, Rock the Fox.
Now, funny enough, Rock the Fox was always the filly that I thought would be for this race. I mean, she showed me a lot early on, and she actually had a dip in form and all of that, but she's definitely back on the right trajectory, and I wouldn't be surprised to see her thereabouts.
The field is made up with Butterfly Beauty, Miss Daisy, Woodland Retreat and Kill Shot. Thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this preview, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and hit that subscribe button on YouTube whilst you're about it.